Do 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 do. La 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 la. Welcome, welcome all, welcome all. I am going to try to do a Pokemon tier list. I found this one here, so I might have to either add games or whatnot, and we might get some special appearances from my kitties. I already got one here. But we have all the mainline Pokemon games. So we have S, A, B, C, and F. And then have not played or don't give a fuck. I actually don't have a lot that I don't give a fuck about. But that I want to actually play. Because a lot of the 3DS games I didn't get to until later. And I want to go through them, even though they're not my favorite starters. But I digress. I'll start with the first one here. So we have Pokemon Red and Blue. Those I will consider B or A. I think I might leave them at B just because of the technical limitations. And also because I think Yellow is an A. It adds a little bit more features. You can obviously walk around with Pikachu. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, great, solid game. Same for Pokemon Gold and Silver. These were actually technically my first Pokemon games that I've ever played. My brother had a silver version for his Game Boy. I think I have his Game Boy still. And yeah, Crystal. This might be our first S tier. It just has so many features, and obviously is the definitive version for that for Gen 2. Yeah, I mean, what is there not to say about it? I mean, it's iconic, and it adds so much. Comparing these two games are kind of crazy because it adds just so much content into the game. It's like actually insane. Okay, Ruby and Sapphire. Gen 3 is my favorite gen, if you didn't already know. But I'm only leaving it at an A because these I feel like were incomplete versions, and I'll explain why later. A lot of improvements onto the series. A lot of the Pokemons. I mean, some of my favorite starters ever. I really love the Gen 3 starters. All right, Pokemon Coliseum. I'm surprised that I guess this is a mainline Pokemon game, but Pokemon Stadium isn't. I don't know. Coliseum is cool. I think it's a very interesting concept. It wasn't my cup of tea ever, other than it being a really, really cool 3D Pokemon game. But the mechanics and everything, and just like the way that like it deviates a little bit too much from the Pokemon. Um, how can I say, the Pokemon gameplay enough where it's just jarring. Also, like there's a lot of like annoying things within the overworld and the mechanics that are kind of frustrating. But a really cool concept, especially with like the shadow Pokemon and whatnot. And obviously XD and Gale of Darkness, they talk about that more and do more, expand on that. But Coliseum was also just cool because it gave a lot of life to Pokemon, especially at the time. I remember when it came out, I was like maybe 8 or something like that. And that game was like, if you had it amongst my friends, you were the bee's knees. um, but yeah, good game. Not amazing, but still pretty good. Fire Red and Leaf Green. A tier. Obviously, they are just like, it's a remake. It's not even a remaster. It's a remake of Red and Blue. Adds some post game content with the Sevi Islands, and just it looks great. It plays great. It's the classic Pokemon story that you know, with a lot of added Pokemon, and just a lot of fun. It's still fun to go back to even today on my Shmemulators. Fantastic game. All right, the Crown Jewel, Pokemon Emeralds, the best Pokemon game. Yeah, there, I said it. I don't care what you guys think. Emerald is my favorite Pokemon game. Um, It adds a lot of content to both the Ruby and Sapphire versions that didn't have it before. Obviously, Rayquaza, however you say it, the ability to get both of the legendary Pokemon. Um, it streamlines a lot of what you had in the original game, and then it's just great. I mean, it's just the definitive Gen 3 game, and like I said, Gen 3 is my favorite. So um, even to this day, and we'll get to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'll talk about why I like Emerald better. Nostalgia, by the way, spoilers, but nostalgia is the main reason why I'd pick Emerald over the other two games. But we'll dive into it a little bit more. Pokemon Gale of Darkness. I put it in the same tier as Coliseum. Very similar. Um, Interesting story. Fun game to play. Not a bad couple of hours to go through with that game. I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but all right, let me stop playing. Diamond and Pearl Gen 4. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that I got old enough that I started to like get annoyed with the Pokemon formula. But Diamond, I had Diamond at the time. Um, it just, I don't know. It felt like really extra slow when I played it. Like it just felt like anytime you would get into a battle, it felt like a slog. The overworld was not as iconic or memorable as like the first three games. I don't know. I mean, it's still a fun Pokemon experience. I've gotten back to it recently, mostly because I tried Brilliant Pearl, and God, what an atrocious remake. Um, it made everything that I didn't like about Diamond and Pearl worse. So, yeah, there's that. Platinum. I didn't play it, so I'm gonna put it here. But from what I hear, for a lot of people, it's the definitive version of this game. So I'm gonna leave it here, not played, but I am going to consider it an A. I'm gonna leave it partially here and then come back because I do think it adds and also helps out with a lot of things. Supposedly, again, this is all hearsay. I don't know. I have to experience it myself. Next is Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I had Soul Silver. Man, what a great! I mean, it's just everything about Crystal and obviously Gold and Silver games amped up with great new visual style, the Diamond and Pearl, and the Black and White series. Yeah, just I can't say this enough. It's an amazing game. If you haven't tried it, I mean, what are you waiting for? If you like Pokemon games, you'll love this game. Okay, I've just realized with these three that people are gonna hate on me in the comments. And if you do, please, I welcome it. I know that I would be a hypocrite. But I have not played the Black and White series or X and Y. I don't like any of the starters, like at all. I think they're all ugly. I'm sorry. I know that you guys. I know that people like. Let me see the starters for each. Gen 5. Yeah, I mean Oshawott is the only one that I think is cute, but they all like turn into these disgusting things, except for the Snivy starter. I forget what this one is. So this looks cool, but like, how do you? I mean, how do you compare it to this? This is these are great starters. But yeah, lame. Oshawott's cute though. Let's look at the X and Y starters. They're okay. Greninja is goated, but the God, what an abomination! What is that? Chestnut. Jesus, what is that? It's so ugly. Delphox is kind of cute too. I'm not a big hater of these as much as the Black and White starters. But yeah, I'm planning on doing this now that I have at least the DS games because I have it here, and I think I have on my emulator. I have X and Y. I'm not sure. But on to the next goats: Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I had Omega Ruby. I have it currently. I play it a lot. It's the way that I play Gen 3 now, even though I still have a biased opinion about Emerald, but that's just because of the sheer amount of times I've replayed it over and over and over and over again. But it brings a quality of life. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, the best way to play Gen 3 at the moment. I wouldn't say so on original hardware. So I had it on my original 3DS, and when I first got it, I think I was like maybe late in high school when I bought it. And I don't know if it's like I had outgrown the formula or, just normal like turn-based combat just bored me at that time. But when I first played it, I didn't feel the same magic originally. I lost my train of thought. But Omega Sapphire, Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, great remakes. Let's see. Sun and Moon. Again, don't roast me too much, chat. Don't roast me. I did not play. I did not play these. I gotta look at these starters. Yeah, I mean they're okay too. I like I like Rowlet. I think he's cute as fuck. He's so cute. And the evolutions are okay as well. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's cool. Yeah, so the Sun and Moon starters, cool. I gotta play the game. I really do. I missed that whole generation of Pokemon. But I really got back into it in the Switch generation, which we'll lead into with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think they're better than the originals and technically better than Fire Red and Leaf Green, but it did change a lot of the catching mechanics. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee was great. It was great. It's a great way to relive the game. But again, we've played this game so many times now. It's just. Plus, they had the like Let's Go Pokemon catching mechanic, and as novel as it was, and very easy for you to be able to catch as many Pokemon, and it was kind of cool seeing it in the overworld. I just, I think people wanted at least a combination of like being able to like battle Pokemon and things like that, which they actually end up doing in the later iterations of some of these games. This might be a controversial one, but I think Sword and Shield are good games. Sword and Shield is, in my opinion, one of the things that brought me back to Pokemon. I knew I was going to get and play Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I was kind of skeptical about Sword and Shield. But then, this little man, I can't spell. This guy, look at him. Come on, look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at him with the stick. Like, you can't tell me that that's not a good Pokemon design. And all three of them are cute as fuck. Like, they're so cute. All three of them are super cute, and the evolutions are sick. Except for whatever this is. He looks like Randall from he looks like Randall from Monsters Inc. Moving on. Good game, A tier. Scarlet. Also a good game. If it didn't look like crap on the Switch one, but they kind of fixed it up on the Switch too, so I might bump it up a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah. At least currently, I really liked playing this game. So yeah, Scarlet is fantastic. The open world aspect is great. The added content with the Titans and the Team Rocket like team that you have to go against gives you basically like 32. Was it 32? No, 24 total battles, like gym like type battles that you can go through, which I think is a great thing. Um, but yeah, first F this piece of shit Abomination. I hated this game. It like made everything worse about Diamond and Pearl. The traversal was terrible. You like would get stuck on the walls like when running around, so it would make running like trying to go through the game so slow. And then on top of that, like it looked really ugly a lot of the times. Yeah, so it's kind of it's weird. Yeah, this is a terrible game. This is the worst Pokemon game, mainline Pokemon game ever, in my opinion. This thing sucks, dick and balls. All right, Arceus, goaded. Goaded is, I mean, this is like the game to play on the Switch. It's so much fun. I mean, it's so good. I used Rowlet because he was kind of cute, and then obviously later I got all three. But man, what a great game! And then here I'm gonna put this here, but I do want to play the new Legends game because I had so much fun with Legends Arceus, and yeah, that's my tier list. If you guys like it, let me know. Let me know in the chat, and I hope you guys don't hate it too much. I think this is a pretty decent list. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. For more content like this, make sure to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/gaming. Thanks again. See you in the next one.